Welcome to the 2025 TCEQ Public Drinking Water Conference. My name is Mason T. Miller. I'm really excited to be here. And this is, I've been doing this conference since '07, and every year I still get a little nervous about it and everything. I don't know why that is. It's maybe because so many of you are here. But I look around the room and I see a lot of faces that I've known over the last 25 some odd years. So let's just say the first one was in 2004. So if you've come to all of these conferences, whether you have or not, let's raise your hand if you've been to every one of them. We've got a bunch of people that say, hey, Mason, I've been to every one of these conferences. Elston, I know you've been there. Yeah, that's great and everything. And this is one of the best ways for the TCEQ to get together with the water operators and talk one-on-one, talk face-to-face about, hey, what's going on? So sometimes we get disconnected, and this is where we get reconnected with what you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. So we're all excited to be here. The TCEQ probably has about 150 employees that are going to be rolling through this conference the next 2 days, and take time to get to know all of them. So there were some programs on TV recently as you're smarter than a fourth or fifth grader or something like that, and I was not, okay? A lot of the questions missed me. And then there was a show called Kids Say the Darndest Things and everything. And so my daughter asked me the other day, she said, how come cold weather is so much scarier than hot weather? And I said, I don't know. Why is that? She said, well, the heat waves and the cold snaps. And so I guess she got a little bit of her mother in her there. I don't know. She was a little scared of that. Yep. She also wanted to watch Frozen with me. Have any of y'all ever seen Frozen before? It's got that snowman in there, I think. Isn't that right? Yeah, you've seen it? Yeah, so she put the DVD in, and I don't know if she did it on purpose or not, but it was last Saturday and Aquaman started showing. So I guess it must have been a really hot day there. We have attendees and exhibitors that have come from all over the state, and we're glad to have so many of you join us today. So we've rolled through the slides today of all the, go down to the exhibit hall, visit those exhibitors. There's over 105 of them downstairs, and there's about 15 government association ones. And we're going to talk to each one of those patrons this morning that helped make this conference possible. So talking about all over the state, if you look at the slide here that's going to pop up there, I do this about every other year, and there's a song that says I've Been Everywhere in Texas song by Brian Burns, and Sean Abels, who's my GIS specialist, he counted 91 Texas towns in that song. And when you checked into the conference staff today, yesterday and this morning, you may have noticed a large Texas map just outside of this main room here. And so what we would invite you to do is go and take a pen. There's a whole bunch of different colored pens. And we've added rivers and lakes for all you surface water folks. Go ahead and put a pin on there where you've come from, and we always take that picture and we put it online and everything. So we like to know, but I already know for a fact that we've got more than 91 towns represented here today. So some of the logistics that we have here, so when we're speaking during the conference and everything, we know kind of who we're talking to. So we've got roughly 33 board members and council members here, which I think that may be low, but this is really more of an operator conference, and we've got about 190 engineers and consultants, and 526 operators, 644 supervisors and directors. But that's a misnomer right there, because every one of these supervisors and directors are also operators. So we've got well over 1,000 operators out here where the rubber meets the road. And then on the water system owner, this is a rough draft of what we've got on that. We've got a lot of cities and municipalities here. And the population, so we're covering every bit of the population here, less than 500, between 500 and 10,000. And we've got some more than 100,000 here. So some of these folks might be online, but that's the demographics of this conference. And then here's the number of community versus non-community in the transit water systems that we've got here. This one surprised me a little bit, the groundwater versus surface water and purchased water. Now that purchased water, that may be a mix between ground and surface, but we've got 747 and versus 591. That's a lot of surface water systems. So our next thing here is we are going to move into the next part of our program. And we've got a keynote speaker here today, and it's Commissioner Bobby Janeka. Commissioner Janeka was appointed to the TCEQ by Governor Greg Abbott effective September 16, 2019. He most recently served as a policy advisor in the office of Governor Greg Abbott, as well as the state liaison officer for the Texas, serving as a primary liaison with the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Prior to serving in the governor's office, he worked for TCEQ as a section manager in the Radioactive Materials Division, has served as a legislative staff for both Texas State Representatives Morrison and Lewis, as a legislative analyst at the Comptroller and Public Accounts, and as a public school teacher in New Orleans, Louisiana. Okay. He received a Bachelor of Arts in Historical Studies and Literal Studies from the University of Texas at Dallas, and a master's degree in International Affairs from the Texas A&M George Bush School of Government and Public Affairs, and completed the Governor's Executive Development Program at the University of Texas LBJ School of Public Affairs in 2014. Please welcome Commissioner Bobby Janeka.
Appreciate it, Mason. Thank you all. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. I have to confess, I've got about 10 years with this agency under my belt in one role or another, and it's finally clicked for me why, as I've been attending trade fair over the years, it always feels like such a quiet, stale, where's the action over on this water side of the agency? I know water drives the bus in our agency. Why does trade fair feel so less urgent for all of our colleagues in the waste world or the folks in air? And seeing everyone here today, it really makes perfect sense how this is the trade fair for water. This is the place to be. And I'm really grateful for y'all extending some time so that I am here at ground zero on the discussion around water and understanding what the needs for our state's public drinking water collective lift really is. And this is the time right after the legislative session we're all digesting what the legislature has directed to us. I know it's not quite as rule-focused or rule-oriented in where we'll come at you next year with real detailed marching orders from what the legislature just passed, but this is such a critical conversation. I'm really glad to see everyone here, and I'm glad to hear what important cross-section of entities and different chapter segments of our collective public service sector in our state. It really makes it clear to me what a complicated but urgent, ever urgent issue it is that we work on. In a lot of ways, working in TCEQ, looking outward, we see and feel inside the agency still a lot of the same echoes and tensions of the fact that we're the Air Control Board and the Water Commission strapped together and still continuing that very different regulatory function. We've added on a lot of other duties, other grant issuing functions, a lot of other oversight, and the agency gets wider and wider and broader, and it becomes even more important for all of y'all to be participating with us collaboratively. I think it's not lost on me that almost all of y'all represent some of the most difficult part of the regulatory world that I get to deal in and see now for my role as a commissioner, which is formally, officially, it's coming to the end in terms of what my ride is. The end of my term is this August, and so I'm really excited to see what comes next for our agency, for our state, for me. But I've been really grateful for the chance to learn more about water and air, learn more about this conversation, this part of the agency from a different role. But it's one that straddles both our permitting, our authorizing half of our agency, and then the enforcement and compliance half. And that's where things get real sticky real quick. They get real uncomfortable, where the public has something that they want a regulated entity to be doing up to the standard, and we're uncomfortably there managing that conversation, that disagreement. But it's a really critical one for all of y'all to engage in. In some ways, y'all represent part of where we've moved our agency's workforce out into the public. Y'all are, in a real sense, part of our enforcement and our oversight arm. And we need the complaints from the public. We need the complaints sometimes from y'all, from your family members who understand from hearing from y'all how, your entity's not going to fund that repair that's needed. Well, doesn't that mean you're going to technically be on the wrong side of this regulatory obligation? Yeah, it is. In a real way, I've learned that this is where important and critical public funding decisions get made, sometimes our staff have to work with all of you to develop a agreed compliance enforcement order that secures a chunk of money that the taxpayers certainly don't want to put on themselves, but everybody recognizes and sees and appreciates, yeah, there's a very real need there that we need to guard the public's interest and help continue to provide public water. And I think there's a new urgency in all of our mission as well. Texans across our state are waking up to the adequacy and resiliency in terms of power, but more importantly, I think the water access and the water resource in our state is the real critical puzzle piece. And all of y'all represent that absolute life-saving, urgent piece where our agency deals in issues related to water, air, and waste. This is absolutely the most urgent and biggest piece of our agency's lift, and where today we're continuing to engage with the conversations in the State Operations Center and the state's Nerve Center for critical crisis response. Our agency is always going to continue to stand there, and all of y'all are going to be there at a remove in a very real and a very necessary role. And I want to just recognize all of that and thank all of y'all for occasionally and in some role stepping into that uncomfortable public space of serving as the highlight of what's needed for our collective public conversation around these guarded resources. And I look around and I see a lot of our agency staff in the front of the classroom. That's a fun metaphor to think about later, but we've got a good brand in our agency. I like it. I appreciate how we are in a really difficult spot, and I hope all of y'all recognize and appreciate and convey the message that our agency staff do try to balance a difficult teeter-totter. In a lot of ways, it's resulted in our constantly criticized reputation and view in the public's eye, where every decision we make, everyone has an unhappy segment of the community at the in step. Someone inside of the fence line is unhappy that we didn't give them enough, or someone outside of the fence line is unhappy that we gave them too much. And so literally every decision that we make is going to have a very real potential of someone wanting to go back to the courthouse and relitigate and refight. And not for this time necessarily, but for next time and the time after that. And some of y'all represent and engage in those types of conversations with our agency. And so you appreciate the process and how important it is to try to keep that regulatory process stable and understandable and predictable. And it's a changing world that we are trying to navigate in a very difficult role as agency guarding a critical but largely unpopular portion of our state's government. So I appreciate all of y'all for, to some degree, stepping into that uncomfortable posture alongside our staff in, at least in a sense, in sharing the responsibility of pointing, yes, we agree there's a need, let's all work towards it. Let me try to shift to something more uplifting and happier. I think the opportunities ahead really are boundless as well, and the unique role that I've had in being right now the longest serving commissioner of the agency in the current role, which is terrifying to see because I still think of myself as the new person on the agency. But I see and take seriously how we are guarding the baton and handing it on to continue these conversations that in some cases take decades to help educate our public we serve, help educate the elected officials who are making difficult funding decisions. And so I just really want to acknowledge and commend all of y'all that this agency is a tremendously well staffed and well equipped, and having been the commissioner who served throughout the bookend of the COVID experience and the COVID disruption, and seeing how our agency was already really well predisposed to take their work and go wherever we needed to go to get the job done and bring the mission home for our Texans, fellow Texans, because we've responded to storms and we've responded to water outages or closures in our communities. And so we had part of the laptop workforce in our agency, but we were quick to build on that. And we realized some real victories in the temporary timeout of shifting into a remote work posture, a total remote work posture during COVID, there was a lot of backlogged paperwork that a lot of our staff across our agency was able to really dramatically get down, and then just screwed up all the public expectations for what our rate of workflow needed to be in the future. But it was an opportunity we made use of. We have rebuilt a lot of agency tools that got broken by COVID and broken by those demands, and I'm very confident that we're going to remain critical enough to the state of Texas and continue to get those tools as the new challenges and new problems that we discover every day evolve into opportunities or evolve into new strengths in a different conversation that we're going to need to have. And it's just part of the excitement of living in Texas and getting to be a part of the Texas miracle. So I'll wrap up, and I don't know where I am on time. I forgot to set my watch, but I really do appreciate so very much that opportunity to get to come and meet all of y'all here. I'll try to hang around a little bit through part of the morning, and I'd love to go see a lot of the sponsors who've got trade booths down below. So thank you all again, and if y'all see me out and about, please grab me and say hello. I'd love to hear what part of our state y'all represent or work in, or what particular interest you have to gripe about our agency about, because I think it's a really worthwhile gripe, and I appreciate everybody for continuing to keep that different cause that you champion alive. So thank you all.
Thank you. Great job. Should we cover everything?
I'll try.
All right.
Come back if there are questions.
So we're going to move on to the manager update. And so what we're going to do is we're going to move past the deputy director. We're going to go to our assistant deputy directors, and we're going to have each one of them talk about what they do for the water supply division, and then introduce some of their team leaders and section managers. So we're going to start with Janelle Crane. She's the assistant deputy director of the water supply division.
No, it's not for you. It's for all of them. Good morning, everyone. I wrote my speech out this year, so hopefully I'll stay on it. But before we get started, as most of you guys know, I've done this a few years now. This is going to be an interactive presentation, so please laugh. Please get your arms ready. You're potentially going to have to stand up. Oh, no. And especially my staff. Yep. Some of my staff are introverts, and I like to warn them ahead of time that I will be calling you out. Okay. As an assistant deputy director of the water supply division here at the TCEQ, I'm a part of the key leadership team that oversees the drinking water program in the state of Texas. In my role, I feel like the Mary Poppins of drinking water. And in times of chaos, I fly in, I clean up messes, I help others embrace change with a spoonful of sugar, of course. Is that right? It's right here. It's right here. And make magic happen and then float away to the next project. I'm an advocate for all drinking water professionals and believe in simple solutions for complex problems. I lead a dynamic team who's not just passionate about drinking water and protecting public health, but are also supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I had to put that in there. So some of the key people that I manage and that really help you guys across the state of Texas are the two sections, our drinking water standards and drinking water special functions. And I'm going to ask Emily to stand up and wave. Emily takes care of the surface water treatment rule, the disinfectant byproducts, total organic carbon, chlorite, and our famous, both, chemical sampling contract. Then Seth Kramer, is he? Okay. Oh, there he is. There's Seth. He's in charge of our amazing lead and copper program. And then Jessica Miller is our new team leader, right here down front. She's over microbial, so that's the revised total coliform rule, and the groundwater rule. And then also she's in charge of our lead testing in schools and childcare facilities program. If you haven't joined that program, you need to now. It's free testing for the schools and childcare facilities in your area for lead and drinking water. It's super, super exciting. It's a great project. Who manages all those people it's Laura Higgins. So she's right here. So she's like one of the nicest people on the face of the earth, even though she signs your notice of violation letters. So don't be scared of her. She's amazing. Oh, she said you can be scared if you want to. Laura, that helps my heart because I feel the same way about myself. Okay. All right, next is our drinking water special functions section. So Amanda Connor, she's right here down front. She takes care of our source water protection. She's also Mason's boss. That's very important. So if you want to say nice things or bad things about Mason, go talk to Amanda. She also takes care of our, did you take a candy? I think you did. She also takes care of our Right to Know program, public notice, and then our enforcement. And then we have Jacqueline Saldana, Jackie. Jackie is a part of our inventory, or she takes care of our inventory and our databases. So if you guys email PWS Invin, one of her amazing staff is going to be taking care of those. And just an FYI, they have dropped their time frames astronomically. But please still be patient. It takes a while for us to get through like 10,000 assignments a year, maybe a little bit less than that. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then we have Steven Swaranga, which manages those two sections. So Steven, Steven is also really, really, really nice, even though he signs your notice of enforcement letters. Oh, he said, fear me now. It's very exciting. Okay, so now to the fun part. So I really want to thank you guys for all your hard work. We have so much that went on in this past year. I want to take a moment to talk about y'all's successes. As a state, we've documented 9.3 million service lines. 9.3 million service lines. It's a huge lift for you guys. And that covers 98% of the population of the state. And then you guys had to do 2.4 million Gurlaroos notices. Oh, what's a Gurlaroo? Great question. Why is this not hooking on to everybody? Gurlaroo is galvanized requiring replacement, lead, and unknown service lines. Gurlaroo. Everyone say it with me. Gurlaroo. It hasn't caught off with my staff yet either, but it's gonna work. So you guys had to do notices to 2.4 million people. And that's a huge lift. That's a huge expense. And we greatly appreciate you guys. Let's see here. And a few people, I'm not naming names, had to do the brand new 24-hour action level exceeded notice. That was a huge lift. There's one public water system specifically, I won't name names. You know who you are. I was so impressed with their city management. Oh, I didn't set a city, dang it. With their management, and they're really willing to work with us. They got a notice at noon on a day, and they had that out in the public for a larger system in 6 hours, or less than 6 hours. That's unheard of. Amazing job. Okay, and that's on top of the regular workload of collecting over 300,000 bacteriological samples in this last year, over about 30,000 lead and copper samples, turning in 22,000 disinfectant level quarterly operating reports, 5,400 surface water monthly operating reports, and then paying for over 60,000 chemical samples. All of that to say, because of all of y'all's hard work, right now, we are at 98.7, we'll call it 99%, of the population of the state of Texas has drinking water that meets state and federal standards. Wow. I am so proud of you guys. I know that there is so much going on, there's so much change, but you guys are steady. You guys are doing a great job every single day, getting out there, doing your jobs, process control. Like the stuff that I talked about is just the tip of the iceberg of the stuff that you guys do on a daily basis. That's just the stuff that you have to turn into us. For everything else, you guys are working so hard. Something that I'm excited about this conference, so we have information on the updates for PFAS. And then I saw on the thing that we might have like a drinking water leak detector dog. What? Like why can't I have one? So next year, Michelle, I want a dog for leak detection. No? Ugh, seriously. Okay. Oh, you're a cat person. Fine. Okay. Yeah. So if you're feeling like you're drowning in uncertainty, let's put on our life jackets, our snorkels, scuba gear from my magic carpet bag, and jump straight into the rapids together. I will be at the entrance of the TA booth most of the time, so you're welcome to swing by, say hello, grab a lifesaver, because that's what you guys are all are. You're saving lives on a daily basis. Swing by, say hi, ask me questions if you just want to chat. I'm so excited for the conference, and then I would like to introduce Galai Aki, and she's our other Assistant Deputy Director in the Water Supply Division.
Oh, wow, that was the fun part. I always ask Mason to call me out first, but I always get to be the second one, and Janelle kills it, and from there on, you can get bored because I only have the boring part. I'm sorry, I apologize up front. Good morning, everyone. As Janelle said, I am Gulay Aki, the other Assistant Deputy Director for the Water Supply Division, and it's a real pleasure to be here with you all today. I want to start by saying thank you for the work you do every day to protect public health and for providing safe drinking water for the people of Texas. This conference continues to be a valuable space for all of us to connect and also learn from each other and look ahead at the challenges and opportunities facing our systems. Similar to Janelle, before I share a few session highlights I'm excited about, I'd like to take a moment and introduce our incredible leadership team that I have the privilege of working with on my side of the division. First, I would like to introduce Claire Carlton. She is our new manager of the Plan and Technical Review section. Yes, yay. Claire stepped into this role just a month ago, following the retirement of Joel Klump. You may remember his name. He has been in this role for about 10 years, so it's big shoes to fill in. Even though she is new to the manager position, she is certainly not new to the division. Claire has been a team leader of the drinking water assessment team since 2021 and has years of experience as an investigator and a compliance officer. We are very happy to have her in this new leadership role. Under Claire's section, we also have 2 new team leaders, all new leadership in Plan and Technical Review section. Shrag Patel, right there, leading the Technical Review and Oversight team known as TROT, and Garrett Heatman is now leading the Plan Review team following Craig Sowell's retirement, and that name should sound familiar as well. Both Shrag and Garrett actually started their TCEQ careers as contractors right here in the Water Supply Division, and over the years, they served in various agency roles across the agency, and now they are back with us, bringing strong technical knowledge and a wealth of agency experience. I have one more update for the Plan and Technical Review section. Previously, the section consisted of 3 teams, but because of the growing volume of plan reviews and exception requests from you all, thanks to you all, We have consolidated into 2 larger teams, and this new structure is designed to streamline our operations and help us better manage workload moving forward. The other section I oversee, as you may already remember from past year, is the Emergency Preparedness and Response section managed by Irina Kushnersky. And you may already remember her from past conference as well. And supporting Irina are 2 great team leaders, Hannah Evans. She leads the Resiliency and Preparedness team. That team handles the emergency preparedness plan reviews. You all have done that exercise, drought response, and FMT program, financial, managerial, and technical assistance program, among other programs that they also manage. And the second team is under Brian Matthews, and who leads the Great Texas Optimization Program and Response Team, which also includes optimization and capacity development efforts. And each of these leaders, as Commissioner mentioned in his conversation, they bring a lot of experience, strong commitment to public service, and shared dedication to supporting you and your systems. Now, as Janelle did that, let's talk about what is ahead in our program. I'd like to highlight just a few sessions that I think will be particularly valuable today. This afternoon in the Blue Bonnet Room, we will have 2 back-to-back presentations on the troubleshooting and problem solving at surface water treatment plants, if you're interested, if you have one, or if you operate one. On Wednesday afternoon, please do not miss the session on what constitutes a significant change for a public water system that would trigger a plan review. We had that session, that presentation last year as well. It's a great opportunity to hear directly from the plan review team. There's also a separate workshop with PRT and TROT in Brazos room tomorrow morning where they can answer your questions directly on the spot. There are also many other exciting workshops to check out. Please check your agendas. A cybersecurity awareness and tabletop discussion with Jonathan King from DIR, a sister agency. Filter assessment and backwash procedures workshop with David Simons, our senior top engineer. And also a new one, water chemistry. Why does it work for you but not for me? With our newest top engineer, Wenji Sun. And lastly, our team this year is back to basics. I hope that it inspires us all to revisit the fundamentals, whether it is water chemistry, system operations, or regulatory requirements. And we should all come away with refreshed knowledge and renewed energy for the work ahead. Thank you again for being here, and have a great conference.
Good job. I actually got my start in '98 with Texas Rural Water Association. They were doing the sampling program, and I used to drive around. I covered region 6, 7, 8, and the bottom half of region 3. So if you're taking notes at home, that's El Paso, Midland, Odessa, San Angelo, and Abilene. I drove 40,000 miles in 8 months, and didn't have a radio that would work most of the time in that van. There was no tape deck or CD player. So I was thinking, I heard when I did have a radio station one time, I heard the national version of I've Been Everywhere in the Country. And I kid you not, I was thinking, I could write a Texas version of this with these towns that I've been to. And then years later, somebody else did it, which I'm not a musician. I played four instruments in my life, and I have no musical ability. Well, last year, I'll tell you, I've been so many different places. I've been to Italy, Texas. I've been to Tokyo, Texas. I had an Italian club at a Subway in China, Texas, okay? So I've been to a lot of places. I actually have a county map that I highlight every county that I've done water and wastewater work in, not just driving through it, but if I did any kind of work there, and it's got a lot of highlighters on it. But last year, I got fooled, and it's not real hard to do, but Gulai said that she was from Turkey, Texas. And I said, man, but there isn't one. And I thought that I'd missed that one somewhere down the line, and she actually got me, and I don't know if that's easy to do, but she did it. Yep. So the next part we're going to look at here is we're going to look at the recognition program. Okay? So we're doing this a little bit different these years. In the past, we used to call the award out, and they would come up here and take a picture, and it'd take 5 minutes to take the picture. So we no longer come up and take the pictures. What we changed to last year is that the award winners will come up here during the 10 o'clock break, and we'll take a photo over here in the corner. And I also want the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department rangers or workers, UPOs, to come up here also at that 10 o'clock break, and we're going to take a photo as well. We've entered into a 6-year sort of an unofficial partnership where we're doing source water protection in one state park per year. And we've done Guadalupe River State Park, we've done Choke Canyon, we've done Pea Falls, South Llano River State Park, Garner State Park, Lost Maples State Natural Area, and so the 7th one is TBD. It's a lot of fun. I've had a lot of volunteers from the TCEQ staff that want to go, but my new team leader, she's out in front by everybody because I've got to make sure she's happy with me. I've got to keep working here. So we're going to go to the recognition program, and like I said, we'll come up here during the break. So the first one is for Outstanding Public Drinking Water System Award, and so we've got a couple of winners this year, and the first one we're going to talk about is the City of Arlington. The City of Arlington is receiving this award because they have met all the criteria outlined for receiving this award and demonstrated operating their water system above and beyond the requirements for the award. They are currently in compliance with all requirements applicable to a public water system. So let's recognize the City of Arlington. And the second one is Brushy Creek Municipal Utility District. They are receiving the award because they have met all criteria outlined for receiving this award and demonstrated operating their water system above and beyond the requirements of this award, and they are currently in compliance with all requirements pertaining to a public water system. So please recognize Brushy Creek. The next one is Outstanding Cross Connection Control Award winner, and that's going to be the City of Arlington. The City of Arlington has met the criteria outlined for receiving this award and demonstrated properly maintaining and implementing their cross-connection control program to be a protective of public health. So please recognize the City of Arlington. So we've got 3 winners of recipients of the Innovative and Proactive Water System Award winners. And this is what makes it a little bit more unique is we're actually talking about what they did to receive this award. So the first one is the Brazosport Water Authority, Innovative and Proactive System Award for their work to address the future needs of their customers during drought periods. They constructed a 52,000 acre-foot channel reservoir that can supply their service area for 6 to 9 months. The Brazosport Water Authority is in the process of implementing a groundwater desalination facility and is currently operating a reverse osmosis plant to gather data for the full-scale operation. This will provide a 6 to 12 million gallon per day of additional water for the system. Please recognize Brazosport Water Authority. I was joking with Ron last night. I said, Ron, you're going to have to do more than dig a lake to get this little award here. He goes, well, I can go deeper if that matters. The next one is going to be Brushy Creek Municipal Utility District, and they're receiving this Innovative and Proactive System Award for their work in combating zebra mussels at their water intake facilities. In 2021-22, they began a long-term capital improvement project that included installing a copper ion generation system with an initial cost of over $786,000. In the long term, the copper ion system is expected to save the water system approximately $4,500 in chemical costs every 2 months. The copper ion system has produced the best results when compared to the other treatment options they have tried, and the new system is more environmentally friendly. Furthermore, over the last 2 years, Brushy Creek has been collecting data and confirmed in November 24, when their water intake facility was checked for zebra mussels, and none were found, and this improvement has been effective in the eradication of zebra mussels. So please recognize Brushy Creek. And then our next one is San Antonio Water System. A lot of y'all know them as SAWS, and this is one of those acronyms, I better say SAWS, so we all know who we're talking about here, is receiving this innovative and proactive water system award for their work to meet the requirements of the new lead and copper rule improvement regulations. They needed a non-invasive method to identify metal service lines. They utilized an advanced metal detection instrument from White River Technologies in October 2024 for the testing, and in December of 2024, the pilot program surveyed over 200 homes from customer to system owned service lines. SAWS will continue to work with White Rock to determine service line material for compliance under LCRR. The program saves time, money, and prevents invasive approaches like potholing on customers' properties to reach compliance with the timeline established in LCRI. This technology was developed to find unexploded munitions for the Department of Defense, but has since been repurposed for service line identification to determine service line material in PWSs. So please recognize SAWS, San Antonio Water System. Water System Security Program winner. Again, this is going to be Brushy Creek Municipal Utility District. They're receiving this award, Water System Security, implementing security measures in their organizations. These included the following. Staff participated in the Texas Cybersecurity Tabletop exercises facilitated by the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency on February of 2025 in San Marcos, Texas. Furthermore, the district has participated in the water sector cybersecurity assessment provided by the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Agency. They have improved their physical security of the water intake facility by installing cameras in the surrounding area. Took measures to augment and protect their SCADA system from cybersecurity incidents, enrolled in the Tech Sworn to contribute to the system resiliency, and is a current member of the Water Information Sharing and Analysis Center to stay well informed on security issues impairing the water systems across the U.S. So please acknowledge Brushy Creek Utility. And our final one is Water Partners, and this was the new award they came up with a few years ago, but Water Partners, Water Systems Helping Water Systems Award. The city of Farr is receiving the Water System Helping Water Systems Award for providing training and other public waters to another public water system. On October 29th of 2024, the city of Farr hosted 3 trainings on water meter testing for accuracy and focused on testing water meters for a neighboring city. Furthermore, in December of 24, the city of Farr assisted one city with rescinding their boil water notice, and they helped a second city by analyzing their bacteriological samples. So let's please welcome and thank City of Farr. And one more time, please join me in congratulating all of this year's award winners. So a lot of the conference is made possible because we have some patrons. And the patrons, I have to admit, this year kind of surprised me. We've had about 15 or 16 in the past, and this year we have 31 patrons. And so what we do is they're allowed to come across the stage for a few seconds and tell us what they do and where they are in the exhibit hall. I invite y'all to please take a moment when you go downstairs. So our break sessions are going to be this morning, tomorrow afternoon, and tomorrow morning. We'll all be down in the exhibit hall. Please take a moment, get you something to eat, get you a cup of coffee, walk around, talk to these exhibitors, because you're able to come to this conference free because of all these great exhibitors that we have. I mean, it really makes this, it allows us to keep providing this as we are. Tomorrow morning, something new this year, from 7 to 8 in the morning, we're going to have coffee and pastries in the exhibit hall. So take a moment, come on down there again, grab you a donut, go by a visit with these exhibitors, okay? So we're going to come across the stage, and then I'm going to go to the other side when you're through, and we're going to take a photo, okay? And so we're going to move through there, and here's the patron pictures up here. And we'll go with that. We'll start with our first patron. Y'all come forward.
Good morning. I get to go first this time. I'm Joe Swinney with Axis Construction. We're the Texas distributor for Casco, Certisafe tank mixers, and Hydroforce lift station agitators. We appreciate the opportunity to come and be here with y'all. If y'all would please stop by our booth number 58 and visit with Jake or myself. We're actually having great results reducing TTHMs, and we'd love to talk to you if you've got anything or questions. And again, Chad, I think you're doing a wonderful job this year. You had some gigantic shoes to fill. And Mason, thank y'all very much for allowing us to come.
Hi, my name's Chad Viggers. I work with Vega Americas. We do level and pressure measurement. We provide a reliable, cost-effective way to measure, whether it be your bulk tanks or whatever measurement you need. Come by and see us. We have some great giveaways. So again, Vega Americas, thank you guys so much.
Hello, I'm Dale Urechka with the Elstree Environmental Lab Services here in Austin, Texas. We're honored again to continue supporting TCEQ in this conference and all the drinking water compliance programs. If you have any questions, come down to our booth. We're at the end of the food line, so it's easy to find us. And if you have any questions regarding PFAS or you're confused about the new rules or what's happening, how to get through initial monitoring so you don't have to sample as much when it becomes compliance, come see us. Between us and TCEQ, we meet with Laura and her team quite routinely. We can help navigate through those muddy waters. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Roxana Bagwell, and I represent McGuire. We are a full-service, family-owned tank company that's been in business for over 100 years. We have the same ownership and been the same name for the 100 years. We specialize in everything tank. We do asset management for tanks. We do painting, welding, inspecting, cleaning, and help with compliance issues on all your tanks. Come by and visit with me at booth 11. I'm in the back left side.
Good morning. First off, I want to thank everybody in this room. We wouldn't have clean drinking water or safe streams without you, so thank you for what you do. I'm Scott Spadell with Worldwide Power Products. At Worldwide Power Products, we sell, rent, and service emergency backup generators. We provide all of the TCEQ required preventive maintenance, diesel fuel sampling and cleaning. We have a rental fleet of over 250 generators in our fleet that can be deployed anytime in an emergency. And then we sell and buy used generators, and we sell new generators with turnkey installation. So anything power related, come by and see me at booth 53. Thank you.
Good morning. So Scott stole my opening statement, so I won't say that, but we are thankful for all you guys in this room. So my name is Monica Martin. I am with Northwater District Labs, or if you are one of my clients, you probably refer to us with our acronym, which is NOODLES. We are a full-service laboratory located just north of Houston. We do service the entire state of Texas, though, regardless of the size of your facility, the smallest rural, all the way up to the largest municipalities across the state. We specialize in BAC-T sampling, lead and copper, WQP, or any other requirement you might have throughout the year. It is our goal to make your life easier. So we can offer you operators to do collections for you that can then bring them back to the lab for testing and then reporting to our friends at TCEQ. So thank you very much for allowing us to be here, and please feel free to stop by my booth, 003, and I do have snacks. So thank you, guys.
Good morning. Please be easy on my speech here. This is a little first for me. I'm Ethan Mathis with Koppel Pipeline Services. We primarily do taps, line stops, and valve insertions on live water and wastewater mains. I specialize in concrete pressure pipe. I run the North Texas division, and we are, again, be easy on me. We're nationwide, so we go from California to North Carolina, South Texas, and Houston, and North Texas, and also Hawaii. I'm in booth 20. Please come by if you want to talk about concrete pressure pipe or any isolation issues you have on your water or wastewater mains. I apologize very much. Thank y'all. Have a good day.
Good morning. My name's Sean Marlowe. I'm with Advanced Waterwell Technologies. We cover the state of Texas when it comes to your water well rehabilitation, pumps, motor service, even your high service pumps, split case pumps, just anything that moves clean water, we'll take care of it. We also like to specialize in some difficult situations, so if y'all have any difficult problems out there, we love solving problems. Last time I was up here, I was told what I was doing at the booth, and I said I was painting at the booth, and everybody was kind of like thinking like, okay, what is he, painting walls or something? Anyway, I will be working on this painting today and tomorrow, but it's gonna be a water tower. So if you come down to our booth, you'll see this thing come to life over the next couple days. And we also have an awesome candy bowl. So as you come in, we are right to the right, right by the tables and everything, so you can't miss us. So come on by, thanks.
Howdy, I'm Ron Perrin with Ron Perrin Water Technologies. We've been in business since 1997. We inspect and clean water storage tanks and towers. Now, the state requires you to inspect your tanks, and there's a one-page sheet that's the minimum to get that done. But our lowest cost inspection includes an underwater video of what's going on in your tank that also catches the roof. So in my way of thinking, you really haven't done an inspection unless you know what's going on inside it. And you have to either drain the tank or put something or somebody in it. So last year we did over 850 inspections. We have about 300 customers we work for yearly right now. And if the inspections show that there's sediment in the tank, we can go back with a potable water dive crew and remove the sediment with minimal disruption. Well, usually no disruption at all, minimal water loss. And all of our inspections, they have the underwater camera going in, no water loss, no disruption. We're at booth 32, come by and say hello. We have videos going of our dive crew cleaning the tanks. It's very affordable to get all of our services done. That's why we work for 300 utilities a year. Once somebody uses me, they keep on using me. Also, every month, first of every month, I send out an email newsletter. You'll all get it. A lot of you will just unsubscribe without reading it. I encourage you to take a look at it the first of the month. Now, after that, I may send you an advertisement. But anyway, but the first of the month, I really work on that. While my crew's out working on your water tanks, I'm working on this newsletter because every month I include a different contaminant that's been found in water systems. And a lot of these contaminants have protozoa viruses that can use sediment, has a safe habitat to hide from the chlorine and grow and become a problem. So every month I feature a different contaminant and take a look at it. It's free, you know. And maybe if this little 30-second speech keeps some of my emails from being unsubscribed, it was well worth it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sean Keogh with USG Water Solutions. We're the original asset management company for steel storage tanks in Texas. We help from visual to washout inspections up to emergency repairs, all the way to full renovations on your water storage tanks, steel and concrete. We've taken the asset management mindset and expanded it over to spray-in-place pipe rehabilitation, water quality options to help with THM and residual. We'd love for you guys to come stop by. We're right by the coffee, so swing by when you have a chance. Thanks, guys.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. All right, thank you.
Howdy.
There we go. Have good news for you guys. We're about halfway done, so you don't have much longer to sit through this. I'm Jeff. I'm with Dunham Engineering, and we're the only engineering firm and inspection firm based in Texas that specializes solely in storage tanks. Our Services include new tank design, rehabilitation design, third-party inspection, TCEQ inspection, NFPA inspection. I have here with me today Wes Oakman, PE. He is a professional engineer. He's got several nationally awarded designs. He also is involved with AWWA Composite and Welded Steel Committee. If you're not aware, AWWA has released a new standard relating to water storage tanks. It's AWWA D101. We'd love to see you guys at the booth. We can tell you a little bit more about it. We're in booth 36. Thank you all for being here.
Hi, my name is Russell Hamilton. I'm the Executive Director for TWUA. Do we have any TWA members present? Attaboy. We got plenty of room for the rest of you if you're looking. Now, we're glad to be here. It's our pleasure to help participate in this event. I think it's great for the operators and for the folks that just need to get questions answered and get some face time with TCEQ. I appreciate all of the opportunities that are provided here. If we can help you in your training in any way, we're in the right at the bottom of the stairs, right inside the door. Stop by. I'd love to visit with you. Thank you.
Good morning. My name's Brad Cross. I'm a hydrogeologist with Collier Consulting. Been doing this for about 43 years. Started out in the old Texas Water Commission, worked through the TCEQ, and been out in the consulting world after that. We are a hydrogeologic and engineering consulting firm that's been around for 28 plus years. We offer a full suite of groundwater services. Anything related to groundwater, we do it. It includes anything from groundwater assessments to aquifer storage and recovery to brackish groundwater modeling. We do engineering and well design of public water supply wells. We work with you in the permitting system with TCEQ to get those approved. We're also the country's largest geophysical near-surface geophysical company. We offer a full suite of geophysical services such as ground penetrating radar, magnetometer surveys to locate buried, abandoned wells. We do deep seismic work as well, the full suite. So we're in booth 41. If you have the opportunity, we'd appreciate you to come by and we'll talk groundwater. Thanks so much.
Morning, everybody. My name is Casey Stinson with Seven Seas Water Group. We're excited to be patron sponsors of this excellent conference. And if you have any interest in finding a new water source for your public water system that won't cost you a penny until water starts flowing, or if you just want to learn a little bit more about what we do, you can find us down in booth 40, right next to Collier. Thank y'all.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Stuart Humphreys. I represent two filtration manufacturing companies. Orthos Liquid Systems is the leading nozzle-based filtration system manufacturer in the U.S., and we offer systems for conventional water treatment, wastewater, BAF, BAC, ion exchange, etc. So think GAC, sand, anthracite type applications. Our claim to fame is that now in 27 years and with hundreds of installations, we've never once ever had a monolithic under-drain system failure. A little bit different than other folks. Second company that I represent is Beacon Water Technologies. Beacon manufactures Powcloth media disc filters mainly for wastewater tertiary applications. Thank you very much, and please find us in booth 80.
Good morning, I'm Gary Queen, and I represent Dynamatic. We manufacture drives. We've been manufacturing them since 1931. And the cool thing about our products are that they're easy to set up and operate. They're rugged and reliable and typically last in excess of 60 years. And your maintenance people will love them because you can maintain them with a screwdriver and a grease gun. Thank you.
I'm Andy Wade. I'm with the TOPS program. If you guys were here last year, you noticed I was having little issues walking, but now I'm just like a real boy. I can walk and everything. All right. I'm continuing the special study on total coliform sampling. I'm down, as soon as you go in, go to left. I'm right across from IDEX. Please help me with my special study. It's always lots of fun. We'll get more data, and I'll present it sometimes tomorrow afternoon after we've had 24 hours of incubation. Thanks for your time.
Good morning. I'm Sam Godfrey, owner of Samco Leak Detection Services. This is my 40th year to provide leak detection. And just wanted to let y'all know that we provide full service leak detection, water studies, GIS mapping. We can map your water systems. And we also provide training for leak detection, so you can do it in-house if you're large enough to be able to support that. We have the curriculum that we've built through the years that we can train you. It's in-house training. Also, we go in the field and train you. So it's not a 40-hour class. It's going to take you a while to learn it, and we provide that. And then we just partnered with MRB Group, a full-service engineering company that allows us to use their procurement group to help you go get the funding that the state has available. And we'll start from the initial gathering the data to submitting all the paperwork to going through the entire process, and then we manage the projects and make sure the money's spent where it needs to be, and that also can be spent on your water conservation. We're in booth 31, so come by and see us. Thank y'all.
Good morning. I'm Kyle Cromer with Tank Builders Incorporated, and since 1973, we've been designing, fabricating, and building welded steel storage tanks across Texas and the U.S., actually. Our focus is simple, to build durable, long-lasting tanks that protect water quality and meet all the TCEQ regulations. Come see us at booth 75. We'd love to talk to you about your next tank project. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm with Texas Rural Water. We are a nonprofit trade association made up of about 900 water and wastewater utilities. We do technical assistance. We have a legal team. We do training courses. We do some field services as well. So we do leak detection, smoke testing. We do some mapping, drone services. So a host of other things. Rural Water is a little bit deceiving, one, because I didn't learn from last year. I didn't come up here like Sean or Roxana with a cowboy hat and say I'm from Rural Water. Instead, I come up here in a Psycho Bunny blue suit. But we are for Rural Water, but that also means that it can be cities, districts, investor-owned utilities. We have a little bit of all of it in our membership. So we have a couple hundred years worth of experience in the industry, and we'd love any opportunity to assist where we can. Come by the booth. It appears that our membership manager is determined to get rid of all of our swag at this conference. So come by and get something. So thank you.
It's great that I get to follow Jason and TRWA because we're such big partners with them as well as TCEQ. I'm John DeLuca with CoBank, and it's appropriate that I'm going towards the end because that's the way I want you to find me in the exhibit hall. I want you to visit all the vendors that were up here, figure out what you want to buy, come see me, and I'll tell you how to pay for it. Thank you.
I'm Shannon with Take Care of Texas. We have free publications related to water conservation and water quality, like posters, infographics, and shower timers. So come by booth 97. We're on the left side in the back. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Doug Allen with AV Water Technologies. We're a full-service distributor. We have ultrasonic meters, AMI systems, fixed network, and cellular, water loss management software, water leak detection, and please come see us in booth 38. Thank you.
Good morning. They say the best for next to last, I guess. I'm Dodie. I'm with Stenner Pump Company. Stenner Pump Company's been manufacturing peristaltic chemical feed pumps for over 65 years. We're located out of Jacksonville, Florida. We're veteran-owned. We also maintain a 3-day lead time. If you're interested in discussing chemical feed, please come see me or attend my class tomorrow morning at 8:45. I'm in booth 21. Love to see you. Also, schedule a training. We offer hands-on training where we come to site, we look at your application, we help you with the install, and also training for your upkeep and maintenance of your peristaltic pump. Love to see you. Thank you.
All right, last but not least, Ryan Vandergriff with Global Treat Incorporated. We're a manufacturer's rep out of Houston, Texas, but we serve all of Texas. This is one of our favorite shows. Without you guys, we don't have a show, so we appreciate you guys being here. We do everything water treatment wise, so if you got chlorine and you got water, which I think is the majority of the people in here, we can help you out. So we got equipment in stock. We'd love to see you, whether you're an old customer, new customer, come by and stop by and say hello. Thank you.